Hi Gemini, it's Mary Jo from Enchantress Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do your July 2020 reading. It's been a long time, so I figured we'd reconnect. I know a lot has been transitioning, and it's a very cathartic time for all of us on the collective as well as personal level. And this catalyst for change is much needed. So let's dive right in, which I usually do. But thank you, everyone who's been with me from the beginning, and for all the readings I've been doing, it's really nice to connect with people on a one-to-one basis, and it's very humbling to read for people because it's without your ego when you do tarot readings. I leave my ego at the door and I read, and you just connect on a soul level with so many people, and I feel their experiences. So it's beautiful. And to get to see you guys also face to face, even though we're thousands of miles apart or in another country, it's beautiful. Thank you. So let's jump in. We start off now. Two other signs had this. I know Cancer had this. I forget who else had it, but this is a major arcana with the moon. This is High Priestess energy. Now this in this deck, the spread, it's the immediate past. So there was a lot of ups and downs going on in your life. Emotional. All right, yeah, most people are, but not everybody. So, but you've been feeling like the pull between your unbridled wild side, the wolf, and this domestic side of yourself, which would be humble, loving, loyal, the dog. And then out of the waters comes the crab, Cancer. So that's spirit. There's calm waters there, but you're creating waves within yourself by emotions. So we want you to calm the storm. If you need to feed the beast within you because you've been restricted and held back, feed the beast, but be responsible. Have fun, kick it. Otherwise, if you've been doing that too much and you've been irresponsible and reckless and feeding more into the lower vibrations of the earthly realm, you need to tame that and find a balance in that. Because you're going to flip yourself into this highs and lows emotionally, anxiety, depression, mania, because of the uncertainty that's going on in your life right now. When the moon shows up, it's here to speak to us about being reflective, like water, and being receptive. Things aren't always what they seem, like in the moonlight. Even in a full moon, like there was the lunar eclipse, and this is being recorded on the lunar eclipse in Capricorn. I was out there waiting to watch it. It started in our hemisphere in the northeast and southeast. It was like 12:40 in the morning, and it wasn't going to be over for 2-3 hours. And then the clouds came and the rain, and of course I missed it. And I'm sitting out there waiting for it. So even though it's clouded and covered, it's still happening. We can't see what it is in the unseen, and you have to just wait for things to clear, for them to be. And the moon does that to us. It tricks us sometimes. And our emotions cause us to create things that are not necessarily true. And I tell you, when you think of something and speak of it, it's like starting a fire. But when you put your heart center and emotions on it, it's gasoline. Man, it's going to blow. It's going to come to pass. So be very careful what you're feeding your thoughts into and speaking about and putting your emotions on. We want you to stay in a calmer state at this time and feed the beast, balance it, Find a balance between that wild, unbridled, earthly being that you are and the spiritual being of higher energy. And Spirit's always there to guide you. And don't worry about what's going on down beyond those two pillars there, because you're going to get to the destination that you're wanting to get to. How you get there is up to the universe. Just put out what you want and the desires that you want without negativity, without attaching any need to know how and orchestrate it. All right? Because this is highs and lows. It's like that roller coaster that you just want to puke from. You got to get off of it, okay, Gemini? And especially the mental realm. Geminis are very much pragmatic and practical people. So for you to be in this state is quite unnerving for you. Maybe something's been going on in the last year, and even if it's the last 5-6 months with this whole quarantine, but something has been going on that's just putting you off your wits' end. You need a little fun time, a little release. so that you could get your mind off of this. And we did have the full moon lunar eclipse. So something is transitioning and ending, culminating, harvesting, so something new could come out of it. All right, this cycle will be ending. Yeah, and then you have another major arcana with death. This is Pluto. Now, yeah, the moon and Pluto, yeah, conjunct with this. Yeah, that's true. And then Jupiter's there and Saturn. Yeah, so these big heavy hitters are all dancing in the sky the last 2 years. I mean, we've all been feeling it as a collective, and let alone individually where it is in your chart. But this is about destruction of an old situation, an old energy, and a new energy coming in. It's life, death, rebirth. That's what Pluto does. Okay? It destroys and breaks down things to keep a constant energy going. You know, it's like the lemniscate, right? You have the infinity sign, that's the lemniscate. Things are always in motion. You always were, you are now, and you will always be. You are in flux, you are in transition. So things have to go, and you need to let go and let God deal with it. If something happens that seems dreadful and horrible, just know something good is coming out of it. Because all these delays are a time for us to be introspective. All these rejections are ways that we're protected. And it's our own design, but we don't remember it. You know, we wrote it before we got here, but our soul is still working in tandem with spirit. We're tethered to it, and we're having these things happen. But this is just letting go of that old stuff that's just outdated and worn. Old stories, dramas, things that were rotting you. You know, right to like peeling your skin off your face and just rotting you. And it's time for that just to be released from you. And that flower of Mars, Mars was the ancient ruler of Scorpio, and now Pluto is. So it all ties in, and black is a transition color for you also to protect you from negativity, you know, so that you could bring in all these new things, but you're protected with this also. There's all that blue there. So I feel like you've really learned a lot through this experience. And it's not just from like the quarantine. It's going back to last year, what was happening a year ago from the last Capricorn full moon eclipse that we had to now, because that energy goes out for 6 months, but then they align again. So there's stuff that's been happening as the universe is conspiring to give you what you want, Gemini. You had to go through these things, but it's behind you now. So now you can make way for all the positive things that are coming into your life. Because like I said, Pluto creates something new. Okay? Something new is coming for you. And it's stability. You're feeling grounded. You're feeling loved. You're feeling protected. You feel like you have all that you need. Like, you know, some people say, I have more money than I know what to do with. That's a really great affirmation to say. But you're feeling like you're trusting your intuition there with all that purple there. You're in a good place. You're in a good relationship with self and your body. For who you are in the universe, you're feeling fulfilled. There's some stability financially for you and with the things that you want materially in your life. And you may even be in a relationship that you're finally feeling safe. You know, maybe you just had a bad relationship that ended, or you're healing that relationship that wasn't very stable. But this is about you working hard for where you are right now. And it's a culmination. And it's a fulfillment. So for whatever it is, if you look at this, as I always tell you, a snapshot of you. All these cards are talking to everybody, even though they're general. Listen what Spirit's saying to you and apply this to your life. Being open. And I know it doesn't make sense. Click, shut it off. Meanwhile, you missed a beautiful message that was higher than the question that you had about, well, will he call me? Am I ever going to see him again? Those are like the earthly little things that are going on, Gemini. The bigger things are what these messages are talking to you about. Because if you're hanging on to someone or something or a situation that has been toxic or negative for you, you are blocking, quite brilliantly in fact, this beautiful outcome that you don't even have in your limited form of realizing what Spirit in their infinite wisdom is bringing you by your design before you got here. And we see that full moon up there too. So we know that there's a release going on. He looks satisfied. Now, if everybody's different, somebody might want money, sorry. Somebody might want a loving relationship. Somebody might want a healthy body. Others of us want a new home, or just to get the hell out of the house and, have fun again. Everyone is going to be different, but this card is representing for what it is that you want and you need. You're going to feel like you have enough of that person, place, or thing or situation in your life. And you're knowing how to hold on to it. You've gone through a lot and making choices here. And this is where you are right now, where you're feeling stable from it. Yeah, because the end of the burden is upon you. Gemini, you get this card a lot. It's a Sagittarian card, and Sagittarius is your polarity. So where you want to rise to the highest form of Sag, Sag wants to rise to the highest form of Gemini. You assimilate information in the earthly form, and Sagittarius shares it with the outer world. That being said, there's another full moon here, and you got this other moon card. So I'm going to say also it's affecting you a lot because we have moved into the Gemini Sagittarius polarity with the nodes, the moon's nodes. We are in North Node of Gemini, South Node Sagittarius. So this would be your Dharma, this would be your karma. All right, what was the past you don't want to waste time on? You did that in your other lives. This life is what you're being pulled to. The North Node is pulling us to this Gemini. Communications, love, nurtures, family, surroundings, siblings, neighbors, okay? And everybody networking socially. And it's about us all planting roots with this Gemini. Home and not the wanderlust. And geez, look, it happened just before the nodes even went there. So the energy is very strong. That being said, Spirit is here to guide you. You've got a couple of people, whether they're angels and guides or loved ones transition, or people from other incarnations that you don't remember that you've orchestrated this with, watching over you. And there is something culminating for you as you're in transition. You see the sight ahead of you. You're carrying this burden that was, like I said, it's like it was a fine idea at the time, turned into a brilliant mistake, like Elvis Costello sings. But you took on all this burden, and now it's the end of it. You have your head up, and you put your back into this, and you know what you want through all the struggle that you went through is right in front of you. Please, Gemini, know that you deserve this. Nothing can blow a bubble faster than you saying, I don't deserve this. What did I do to deserve this? Now you are allowing in all negative things to say and think, especially you with communications, and Mercury is a trickster and rules your sign. Please know that this Sagittarian energy is expansive for you to grow. As a result, it's the karma from everything you've been going through the last few years. I told you a lot of Geminis I'm reading for have been through it, man. A few of the signs have just been very intense. And this is your time now to plant roots, to establish something solid, because all the work that you put into this and the energy in your work and social situations, your inspiration, your ideas, okay, that all spark is paying off for you now. And with that 10, it's a beautiful new beginning for you. So know that you deserve this. Know that you are a wonderful individual that is deserving of all the best in life. And allow it and say thank you. Okay? So I hope this helps you. You've been through a lot, Gemini. Just know that things are going to get better and just keep believing that. And when things seem like a stumble or fall, you can ask Spirit what good is coming out of this, and please help me through this. Let them take care of how. You just tell them what you want and focus on that. So thanks again for watching and subscribing. I'm glad we got to connect like this again. It's been quite a while. Have a wonderful July. I will see you next month. And as always, I wish you the best.